Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. In the last part, we started off the weapon project side quests. We took on a Ruby and Sapphire weapon. We learned that Gaius has some orphan children under his wing, and we're fighting against them. Two were killed because the synthetic auracite system of the weapons. So, yeah. We're trying to figure out a way to stop them from using Oversoul, which is what's killing them. We got more weapons to slay. So, Blood of Emeralds. It's good to see you, Cecila. I'm pleased to report that Master Garland and the others uncovered a fair bit of useful information at the Imperial facility in Turncliffe. In fact, he'd like you to rendezvous with Gaius in the town square, where he'll reveal what they've found. Once you're ready to depart, your escort will lead the way. Alright, first off, before I do anything, I need to mend. There we go. Take me away! Now that you're here, perhaps Sid will finally deign to dispense his findings. Severa, inform him of Cecil's arrival. Thanks for coming. So, what have you discovered? To tell the truth, we were lucky to obtain any information at all, considering the lengths to which the Imperials went to covering their tracks. You see, the hangar below was not just used to store the weapons, but played a critical role in their creation. We now know the code names given to 3 weapons: Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Obviously, we're all familiar with the first 2, but the third is something of an unknown entity. At the very least, this confirms the existence of another one of those monstrosities. At the very least... the problem lies in ascertaining its whereabouts. None of the locals have seen anything resembling a weapon being transported either by land or air. Which of course leaves only one option: the sea. According to what fragmented data we were able to recover, the Emerald weapon is equipped with aquatic capabilities much like the Sapphire, meaning that its escape from Turncliffe would have gone undetected and could have potentially be anywhere by now. But if Alphonse plans to have it absorb more primals, the logical choice would be Eorzea. And traveling by sea would allow him to circumvent the front line at Glimmet entirely. It's far more likely. Oh shit! Okay, I got to stop touching I'm brushing over the touchpad. If your supposition is correct, that would narrow our search but to 2 possible locations: Castrum Marinum in the Rotano Sea, and Castrum Ocidines in eastern Lanosia, both of which are known to harbor remnants of the 14th Legion, your former subordinates, Gaius. Be that as it may, our objective is unchanged. Vaudelin, you and Severa will make your way to Castrum Ocidines, and while Cecil and I head for Castrum Marinum. Should we locate the Emerald weapon, we'll give you the signal to dispatch the G-Warrior and eliminate it before it can be activated. Sorry to disappoint you, but we're still repairing the damage it sustained during the encounter with the Sapphire weapon. While Algan machinery has its uses, it's a bugger to find replacement parts in a pinch. We've actually been working to expand. We're so disappointed. And clearly we wanted what we wanted to pilot again. We have space on our reaction. We've actually been working to expand its already impressive arsenal, but the G-Warrior itself is no fit state for combat. While I'm aware this is far from an adequate replacement, I can provide an ironworks submersible to help Cecil and Gaius reach Castrum Marinum. I'll have one sent to Vesper Bay. A submersible, eh? I don't much like the sound of that. Perhaps Severa and I should count ourselves fortunate that our destination can be approached by land. I pray you have a safe journey. Watch yourself out there, Cecila. It's time we departed. Let's make our way to Vesper Bay. Oh boy. Oh cool, take you straight here. As per Master Garland's instructions, the submersible is ready for when you are. Before you depart, I've received some scraps of intelligence regarding your opponent from my colleagues in Turncliffe. Apparently, he uses some sort of levitating, hand-like appendages. 6 of them, in fact. Though we're not quite sure what purposes they serve, it sounds like having eyes in the back of your head might come in handy. But that's all we know, I'm afraid. You have our thanks. After all, forewarned is forearmed. If the emerald weapon has indeed been transported to the castrum, it would need to enter via the dry dock. We shall do likewise. As one might expect, there are measures in place to keep out intruders, but the security systems can be tricked into recognizing us as an Imperial vessel. That said, infiltrating the facility is merely the first step. Should the emerald weapon be activated, it is only a matter of time before the pilot uses Oversoul. You must silence the war machina before this happens, and failing that, grant the poor soul at its talent the mercy of a swift death. Had these wounds healed more quickly, I could have gone with you, but I fear I would only slow you down. As such, I shall provide what support I can from afar. Whatever happens, the emerald weapon must be defeated at all costs. Oh, good lord. Alright. Just browsing for weapons. This is it. The emerald weapon. I've been expecting you, hero of Eorzea. Look, Father, this is the power that we command. Alright. Much like the Ruby weapon fight, I haven't done that. I've only done this once. So, yeah. Pretty much all weapon fights I've only done once. Rex, there's no need for us to fight. Let us help you. I'm sorry, Father. We've come too far to back down now. Lord. Ooh. Ugh. What about that platform? know that formation. It was from Royal all those years ago. Oh! Oops, something I wanted to do. Oh boy. Yeah, we'll wait for that. That was rude. Not even you can beat the Empire's finest. Activating Oversoul. Balezar combat data ready. Initiating organic core override. Ali, Alphonse, this is goodbye. Rex, what have you done? What is the meaning of this? Wait, that glow. Bear witness the glory of the Empire. Ugh. Oh boy. This is Whirlwind. At the time of the invasion, could the synthetic Orosite be causing this? Oh boy. Whoa. The end has come. Oh boy. Oh, this is the right mess. Forward. Form ranks. Fire. Oh boy. Yeesh. And so it ends. But why would Rex throw away his life? For this? You're right. If I'm ever to learn the truth, I must concentrate on the task at hand. Of course, we do not need to wait for Sid's analysis to tell us whose combat data was used on this occasion. It galls me to think that my techniques and strategies could be so closely replicated. Nevertheless, the observations I made during the battle may yet prove useful. As a matter of fact, that was not the only information I was able to gather. I intercepted a signal that revealed the troops that stationed here was permitted to withdraw, seemingly return. Oh, shit. I botched that whole thing up anyway. Meaning the way it's now clear for Sid to inspect the War Machina's remains. We got here as soon as we could. Not that we could have done anything to prevent this tragedy. From what we know, it seems the Emerald weapon was a great deal more powerful than the previous two. If this is allowed to continue, who knows what monstrosity the 7th Legion will conceive next. Nevertheless, Sessa has once again proven herself capable of overcoming the worst the Empire has at its disposal. You may be relieved to hear that the cache from Alcidanes was free of anything resembling a weapon. Unfortunately, it was also devoid of any useful leads, and we came away empty-handed. In all honesty, part of me wishes we never found the Emerald weapon. Perhaps then Rex wouldn't have been forced to make the ultimate sacrifice. I only hope that he's finally at peace. We will do what we can to spare others from sharing his fate. I and the Ironworks will search this place from top to bottom for clues as to the 7th Legion's plans. Before that, allow me to sweep the area for booby traps and the like. I'll not put past them the Imperials that have left surprises for us. Agreed. I'll go with you. With that in mind, I'll begin my examination of the Emerald weapon. Carefully, that is. Headaches! Headaches! Alphonse, you knew all this time, didn't you? Melisande and Rykon too. Everyone except me. And you too, Rex? Yes, that is what the synthetic Aurostat system is. The fusion between Pilot and the core is the key to Oversoul. And unless we use it, we don't have a chance of bearing Father's newfound friends. They stand between us and the primals, without which the weapons will never reach their full potential. We thought that if you knew the truth about Oversoul, you'd try to stop us. Of course I would. But what I don't understand is why all you're so willing to give your lives for the weapon project. What's it all for? It all began the day Father left. Without his guidance, his protection, the Guardians lost any respect they once had for us. But their cruelty pales in comparison to violence. To him, conscripts like us are expendable commodities, an endless supply of test subjects for his twisted experiments. But no matter what they do to us, we will never lose hope. If it is the duty of the strong to lead the weak, we will become strong and protect those who cannot protect themselves. The weapon project will give us the strength we need. We will need to create a world where people like us can live without fear or persecution. We want you to see this new world of yours for yourself, Allie. Even if we must give our lives to make it a reality. But why me? The years spent serving the Empire has changed us all. Except you. Even after everything you've seen, you're still the caring, innocent girl we grew up with. More than any of us, you deserve a chance at happiness. That's what we all agreed. Allie, listen to me. Right now, the soldiers assigned to watch over us have been called away to the capital. Now is our chance to get you out of here. Why don't you come with me? If Alphonse and I were to run away now, they'd only force others to take our place. We can't let that happen. This is our way of upholding the ideal his father instilled in us. Our lives are a small price to pay for worldless freedom. No! How can you expect me to leave you behind? I won't do it. We will be forever at your side, Allie. Rex, take her to the holding cells. No! Let me go! Uh-oh. So win or lose, the plan is to hand over the capsule to father. Is that right? Yes, they'll take Allie into their custody before the Guardians return, while you'll be free to pilot the Emerald weapon without her interfering. We can't let her hinder the completion of the weapon project. I'm counting on you, Alphonse. Don't let our sacrifices be in vain. Rex, have you forgotten what I told you? You mustn't use Oversoul. I can't lose you too. We both know I can't win without it. Besides, we need the combat data of the Emerald weapon fighting at its peak if we're to have any chance of perfecting the synthetic Orphans system. You know I'm not the sort to do things by halves. Forgive me, Rex. Don't worry about me. If this is where I meet my end, I'll do it with a smile on my face. The rest is up to you, Alphonse. Oh boy. This is the girl you spoke of, yes? She was locked in a cell, but I saw no harm letting her out. I can't say for certain, but it seems she's been quite an ordeal. No. Why, Rex? Why? Gaius, once we've extracted the core, we'll take it back to Turncliffe for analysis. Perhaps you should come with us? There's no use in her staying here. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. Severa's taking care of Allie, but it may be some time until her nerves have settled. If the vision you witness is indeed true, Alphonse and Rex locked her away for her own safety. When she is ready, I would know more of what her brother hopes to achieve and why must we resort to such desperate measures. Allie's condition has improved somewhat, but she remains in a state of shock. You must give her time to recover. Oops, that's not what I want to do. There was one thing that I thought you should know. When we checked her for injuries, we saw that her back is covered in welts and bruises. Who did this to her? It seems she was subjected to beatings on a regular basis, judging by the varied stages of bruising. I dare say this was the work of her guardian masters. Ew. You speak as though you've seen this before. Seen? I've lived through it myself. I was born in Werlet, 23 summers past. My mother was a local woman, but my father was a pure-blooded Garlean and a member of the occupying forces. Though I know very little about him, his rank afforded me imperial citizenship. His acknowledgement of our familial ties was the extent of the responsibility he took for bringing me into this world. Still, it is more than what can be said about most of his ilk. My mother and I were shunned by the people of Werlet, who treated us as badly as the Garleans did, if not worse. I thought if I were to become an imperial soldier, my position might somehow deter those who could cast scorn on my mother, if only out of fear, and so I joined the army. The acceptance I learned was but temporary, however, and my superiors were quick to blame any perceived shortcomings on my savage lineage. Rather than waste time on official court-martial, they administered their own form of corporal punishment. I was eventually signed to the 12th Legion and fought under Zenos Yai Galvus and Alamigo, and in case I followed the Art of Fee, I seized the opportunity to flee to Werlet. Well, while it was never much of a home, it was all I had, but nothing could prepare me for what awaited. My mother had many years suffered from poor health and relied on medicine to keep her alive. In my absence, the Guardians had denied her treatment, claiming that it would be a waste on savages. By the time I could return to her side, there was naught I could do. There was nothing left for me in Werlet. I would be punished for desertion if the Imperials discovered the reason for my return, and I was never accepted as my so-called countrymen to begin with. I ran as far as my legs could carry me. It was then that I met Gaius. So that is the truth of it. Other than a few scant details, I knew none of your past. It sickens me to think that I once fought under the same banner as such vile creatures. I had always believed it be the duty for the strong to lead the weak, that there are those who become drunk on the power afforded of their station and prey on the ones who they should protect. Like a canker, this corruption has spread to every part of the Empire. Even those with Guardian blood, such as myself, are subjected to their cruelty. They held particular contempt for the Aura, an easy target for abuse being so few in number. Perhaps like me, Allie thought she would be spared such treatment when she joined the army. Alas, I only hope that with time, Allie can put the past behind her and make a new life for herself. But for now, all you can do is wait for her delirium to subside. It is Vaudelin's turn to keep watch. Let us ask him if there has been any change. Good lord. I mean, the Empire has been fucked up from recent discoveries, but shit, man. And the Empire calls us savages. I mean, what the fuck? I suppose you're right to ask about Allie. Or here. Right. Is she well enough to speak with us? As her condition has improved somewhat, I would say so, provided you did not cause her any undue distress. Wait here. Allie, I'm sorry. What happened to Rex? It was all my fault. Melisandre and Rykon too. They died because of me and my foolish ambitions. Father, no. This cannot go on. Please, Allie, you must tell me all you know. Of course. First, I need to know what became of you and your siblings after we were parted. So much has happened. It seems like a lifetime ago. After your disappearance, we were all assigned to the newly reformed 7th Legion. At first, each of the Gaels was quickly replaced with the next, until eventually a man named Valens von Vara was given command. He was sent from the capital, but before that, he was a specialist in experimental magitech weaponry. We later discovered that he was ordered by the Emperor Varus to complete a project involving anti-primal war machina, the weapons. But after the Emperor's death, he was free to employ whatever methods he saw fit, and his greed for power only grew. Some even say he is planning to use the power of the weapons to lay claim to the throne. But I think there's another reason for his obsession with the weapon project. Not that he'd ever tell anyone, but he's always muttering to himself, and I've been able to put the pieces together. He's jealous of you, Father. Valens von Varl. I must admit, it was only recently that I first heard that name. Valens used his knowledge of magic to devise various military strategies. He was given a position in the army and quickly rose through the ranks. That was until one man stood in his way. You, Father. He was one of the candidates that led the new 14th Legion, but that role fell to you. After that, he was assigned to serve under a far more gifted engineer, Nero, who was in charge of restoring the ultimate weapon. Valens has resented you ever since, going so far as to oppose the ideals you upheld, where you treated those who served the Empire based on merit rather than their own race or origin. Valens was adamant that pure-blooded guardians are superior to all others. It never ceases to amaze me how far some will go in the name of revenge. All that hatred festering away, nothing good could ever come of it. So, the marks on your body are his handiwork? Yes. To Valens and his men, we are no more than fodder for his experiments, playthings which they can vent their frustrations. Each day is filled with nothing but pain. If I hadn't remained in Garland, you would never have been forced to endure this abuse. No, it's not your fault, Father. We could have fled from Valens if we wanted to. After all, we're expendable and easily replaced. The truth is, it's exactly why we couldn't run. In saving ourselves, we would be condemning others. But if we were to stay, to see the weapon project to its completion, we would gain the power to defeat Valens, and then the Empire itself, freeing the world from its tyranny. That way, we might start afresh, find a new place we could call home, and not just for us, but for anyone who wished to live in peace. You would give your lives for a future you may not live to see. We took courage from your teachings, Father. The strong must lead the weak, and we would gain from that strength by whatever means necessary. We will fight for the sake of those who cannot. But we knew that you'd never consent to our participation in the weapon project, which is why we couldn't turn to you for help. As for the pilots, we're the only ones who are able to stop Valens. We know just how powerful the weapons are. He would use them to bring the world to its knees. And his masterpiece is the worst of them all. If only I could get my hands on it. Then I could save Alphonse and Oliver let. Father, I know you and Alphonse stand on opposing sides of this conflict, but there must be some way you can help him. He may have called you our enemy before, but he never meant it. He still loves you, Father. You're everything he aspires to be. I have failed him. Failed you all. But I refuse to abandon him to his fate. I will free him from Valens if it is the last thing I do. Thank you. He needs you, now more than ever. Listen, Allie. I once sought the strength to rebuild the world as I saw fit. But the ultimate weapon was born to create, but was not born to create. Oh my god, was born not to create, but to destroy. Alphonse was not following my footsteps. I know all too well where they lead. I will do all I can to help your brother. Pray, tell me where he is. He's... I'm sorry. I don't know where you could be. In that case, I shall have the Alliance dispatch scouts wherever he is, we will find him. As for you, Allie, you must stay here and rest. Wait, you're the one who fought Rex, Rykon, and Melisandre, aren't you? We're the ones who threatened your homeland. You only did what you'd had to do. I have no right to ask this of you, but... That might follow your strength. Save Alphonse. I know now why they call you a hero. Alphonse, I'll do what I must to free you, even if it means going against Father's wishes. But I have a good feeling about his new friend. Severa, see that she has everything she needs. Oh boy. Our lives must be informed by these troubling events. May I ask you to relay this news to the troops in Garabania? Your loving father act may fool others, Gaius, but not me. For every life you saved, you've ended 1,000 more. Or is this your idea of redemption? Call it what you will. For all my transgressions, I believe I still have a part to play. Was I wrong to spare you that day? Or will you honor your word? Seems that time has come for the Black Wolf to show his true colors. Oh boy. I really love this area, man. It is a damn shame it's just an instance. I would love to see what's beyond here, man. This is one of the smaller instances I really love. I don't know why I like it so much, but I really love this place. It's just a damn shame you can't explore anywhere beyond here. Who knows? Maybe in future expansions they might. This place, that area, and the Sky Pirate area. We recently received word of your victory of the Emerald Weapon. I expect it was another fine display on your part. Not that any of us were able there to see it. For that reason, we'd be grateful if you could give us a blow-by-blow account, if you wouldn't mind. Good grief, it sounds like you had an awful lot to contend with. Rather you than me. I shall add this to our ever-growing stack of reports, should anyone wish to review this information ahead of the next sortie. Now, if I may say so, it looks like your ordeals have taken their toll. We'll let you know if anything requires your attention, but until then, be sure to get some rest. Meanwhile, in the 7th Legion's correction chamber. Uh-oh. Is he getting a beating? Oh, sounds like it. Uh-oh. Three weapons. 3 pitiful displays of ineptitude. Uh-oh. Good lord. To make matters worse, one of my prime candidates, your precious sister no less, has escaped. And who should she go crawling to but that swine Gaius? After everything I've done for her, and this is how she repays me. As her older brother, it's your responsibility to instill some discipline in her, and you failed miserably. Well, don't just stand there, boy. Good lord. You can tell they don't want to do this. Oh, of course, it's your first time, isn't it? Come along, there's no need to be shy. Yeah, he looks like an asshole. He's got that face. I mean, I didn't need to see his face to know he was an asshole, but... You see, something wicked has taken a hold of this young man, and it's our job to cleanse his troubled spirit. It may look painful, but it's the only way, I assure you. He'll be ever so grateful, and you want him to get better, don't you? Yeah. And there's a good boy. Now let's try it again, shall we? Burn the bad, burn the bad. Or burn out the bad. Burn out the bad, burn out the bad. Burn out the bad. Burn out the bad. Oh god. They don't want to do it, but they can't defy him. I mean, if I was in that position, yeah. Yeah, this is fucked up. Oh, God Lord. Well done, you've all made Father proud. Very proud indeed. Jesus Christ, dude. As for you, I thought you were cut above the rest of the savages, but it appears I was mistaken. And since you allowed that wretched sister of yours to escape, it falls to you to act as her replacement. I chose you as the next pilot, and your mission is simple. Kill Gaius von Balzar, whatever it takes. And if you so much as entertain the idea of betraying me again, I'll exterminate every last one of your kind. Like the vermin they are! Ooh, God. Having said that, we will be forcibly initiating Oversoul using Xenos' combat data, so whatever schemes you may be hatching will never come to pass. All you need to do is sit back and let the synthetic oversight system do the work, with you as its conduit. You should thank me for allowing you to become part of my masterpiece. Your worthless existence will finally have some semblance of meaning. Good Lord! Oh, shit! Lord Mullins, preparation for the orbital trial are complete. We await your orders. Splendid. There's never a dull moment around here. Now then, boys. Who'd like to see something special? Come along, everyone. Father has secrets to share with you. Oh, I bet he does. God damn, there are a lot of fucked up people in the Empire, but this guy is a cut above the rest. Fuck. This is my chance, and it's all thanks to the sacrifices made by my dear siblings. Finally, the weapon will be mine to command. Once it reaches perfection, I will be unstoppable. First Volans, then the Empire itself will fall, and we'll be free at last. Father, keep Allie safe. Melisandre, Raycon, Rex, I'll see this through to the end, I promise. Oh, Lord. Fuck. Until then, watch over me. Heavy stuff, man. Jeez. So, is it ready or not? The trial sequence has been primed, sir. Then go on, get on with it. Initiating synthetic oversight system. Loading diamond weapon simulation. What's going on? You're helping us with a little research is all. Whatever your name is. The time has come for you to contribute to the glory of Garlemald. This is what we agreed. You said that if I took part in the experiment, you'd let my family go. You have Xenos' data loaded, yes? Activate Oversoul and be quick about. Uh-oh. Understood, Lord Valens. Gallus combat sample data ready. Initiating organic core override. Uh-oh. Remind us. No! This is what it takes to protect you both. I love you. I'm so sorry. Oh, fuck. Where is my prey? Organic core override complete. Xenos die Galva's data loaded. The subject is instinctively bound to seek out prey right from the outset. Regardless of the combat prowess it may boast, I need an obedient servant, not a ravenous beast. Enough. Shut it down. Deactivating synthetic oversight system. Ugh. How revolting. What a mess it makes of the cockpit. Adjust the settings and prepare for another run. Fortunately, we have the next test subject ready and waiting. Oh boy. But sir, you agreed to release his family in exchange for his cooperation. Oh boy. Ugh. Guy's psycho. My, I never knew you have such a wonderful sense of humor. The great Valens von Vara bargaining with savages. Ha! More fool of him for trusting me in the first place. Oh, that's just fucked up. Oh, that's just messed up. Oh no. Oh, this guy is so dirty and so low. Oh, fuck. Sessa, I was hoping to have a word with you. Ever since Turncliffe was liberated, we've been sending troops to aid in getting the town back on its feet, helping the city residents, that sort of thing. We Alamegans know how hard life can be for a society struggling to stand on its own after years of imperial rule. A lot of what most people would take for granted has to be rebuilt from the ground up. While we're able to assist when it comes to providing basic resources and keeping the place safe, there are countless other problems that need attending to. If you could spare the time, we could use your help. Bless you, Cecily, you really are a saint. I'm sure people at Turncliffe will benefit from having someone like you around. Once you're ready, have a word with your usual escort. Oh, this guy is just getting worse and worse and worse. Oh, man. So the boss roped you into helping, did he? I knew you couldn't say no. Alright, what am I doing? Alright. Cool. You're the one who piloted that war machine and defeated the Sapphire weapon, aren't you? I thought so. I've heard much about you, but I doubt you know who I am. My name is Avelina, and I grew up here. I stayed throughout the occupation and was put to work as a Magitech engineer. Thanks to you and yours, we're now rid of the Imperials, though I fear many of us will struggle to put the past behind us. For 10 long years we suffered at their hands. A whole generation of young people were forced into the army and sent off to die in some distant land. I suppose I could be considered one of the lucky few. My work kept me here, away from the battlefield, and I hope that my contributions might help others live long enough to make their way home. In the end, most of them never returned. Though my efforts were in vain, I can at least honor their memory. I want to leave something behind for their sake, to prove that they haven't been forgotten. A monument bearing their names. To ensure that not a single person is omitted, I need to see the official list of conscripts. If one still exists, it would be inside the Imperial facility beneath the town, but the resistance troops and ironworks engineers are closing the place off. I can't get near it. Perhaps you might have a word with them for me? I'll leave as soon as I find the list. Thank you, I'll follow your lead. Alright, we can help the lass out. I guess this place kind of fared better than Alamigo, I guess. Sort of. Something I can help you with. I see. It's a bit unusual for one of the locals to show an interest in the Imperial's leavings, but it seems she has her reasons. Since we're still carrying out our investigation, we've closed the place off to prevent anyone interfering. Considering it's you who's asking, though, I can hardly say no. Still, I'd better go with her, in case the others kick up a fuss. You're very kind. Can't I go with you? I want to see what the place looks like. No? Fine, I don't want to see what the place looks like anyway. I'm sorry for any trouble I've caused. You have my thanks. Think nothing of it. I was glad to help. As I suspected, the Imperials kept detailed records of the local conscripts. One name in particular stood out to me. My friend, Melisandre, had no idea she'd been assigned to the 7th Legion of all places. How'd you know her? It all began when we were serving together in the 14th Legion. We had much in common, both being drafted from the same occupied territory, and we soon became firm friends. Then one day, she was sent to fight in Eorzea while I remained here. The day before she left, she came to say goodbye, together with her foster siblings from the orphanage. The youngest one, Rykon, was particularly upset about not being allowed to speak with her adoptive father, Gaius von Balzar, before they departed. It was actually another of his orphans, the Via Sas Junius, who forbid them from seeing them. I can't say for certain, but it seemed that Livia had a strong attachment to Gaius, and wouldn't let anyone else near him. Well, that's certainly true. As far as I could tell, he tried his best to keep Livia at arm's length whenever possible, but her devotion to him was bordering on obsession, and she became extremely jealous of the slightest sign of affection between him and his other wards. Yep. We've experienced it. I experience it every time I go into the MSQ. Others, however, treated them far more kindly. In fact, the Praefectus Castrorum of the 14th Legion came specifically to meet them. While I was surprised that a Rogadine had risen to such a rank, I was even more taken aback by the unguarded manner in which he spoke with his subordinates. I had hoped that people like him serving in the areas in front, they would be in safe hands. Then the time came for Melisandre to leave. We shared a few final words, and then she was gone. It'll be the last I ever saw of her. After that, I was assigned to the Tribunus Clavius of the 14th, Nero Scavia, and I worked on restoring the ultimate weapon. I was even at the Praetorium on the day it was destroyed, but I escaped aboard an Imperial ship moments before it came crashing down. I eventually made my way back to Werlet, only to be drafted into the 7th Legion to continue work on the weapon project. Even now, it makes me sick to my stomach to think I'd help bring those abominations into the world. Using a living pilot to feed the weapons cores was part of the design from the beginning. Of course, I never dreamed of subjecting a troop on guard to such barbaric treatment. Not when the 7th Legion has a ready supply of provincial conscripts ripe for the taking. The pilots are referred to only by their code names, and we engineers were not made privy to their true identities. Even with this list of conscripts, I still don't know who was sacrificed in the name of the weapon project. Your skills and knowledge will be finally let's bring an end to the weapon project together. It seems more fitting. But what can I do? For years, all I've known is how to build tools of destruction. The 7th Legion is far from finished. They're biding their time, waiting until the right moment to unleash the final weapon. And when they do, it'll bring naught but death and woe to all who stand in their way. Even after they've taken everything from us, they still want more. If it weren't for the Empire, Melisana would still be here. She was the kindest person I ever met, but to the Empire, she was just another pawn in their game. I'll never forget her. There's a way I can make a difference. I know there is. But first I need to speak with members of the Ironworks. I have a feeling that war we're not going to use to beat the Sapphire Weapon will be called into action again. Until then, there's still time to make improvements, and I intend to help. I'll still be going ahead with the plan to build a monument, but stopping the Empire must come first. I hope Melisana and others can wait a little longer. Before I go, allow me to express my gratitude. I don't know what I've done if it weren't for you. Until we meet again. All right. Nice. She's a woman with a plan. So, how was your time in Turncliffe? I see. Faye has dealt her a cruel hand, but now she has a chance to make a fresh start. The same could be said with the whole of Turncliffe. It seems the liberation of that one small town will become a pivotal moment in Warless history. Perhaps it won't be too long before the rest of the region is freed from the Empire. Naturally, we'd be honored to fight alongside the people of Orlet. We won't rest until the Imperials are sent fleeing with their tails between their legs. Until that day arrives, we'll carry on doing our bit to support you and the others in ending the weapon project. I'll be sure to pass on any pertinent information. In the meantime, take care. Diamond weapon! You come at the right time. There have been some developments in Orlet and we'd like to share with you. And as that luck would have it, here comes the ideal person to explain the situation. Thanks, I'll take it from here. Oh, hello. It's been a while since I've seen you. I'm glad I see you looking well, Cecil. Monago! It's been too long. Yes, it certainly has. I haven't seen you since around Rogger's Reach much lately. Anyone would think you're trying to avoid me. But as much as I'd love to stand around chatting, I'm afraid I've got some serious business to discuss. Following the liberation of Turncliffe, it seems that people of Orlet also have their hearts set on freeing themselves from the grip of the Empire. Like-minded citizens have rallied on the banner of the Orlet revolutionaries and aim to disperse the 7th Legion that currently occupies the city. Their ranks include many former conscripts, and between them, they possess no small amount of combat experience. The only thing they lack is someone to lead them. After much consideration, they decided to turn to none other than Gaius Balzar. Of course, many would balk at the thought of turning to a former enemy, and many did, but desperate times call for desperate measures. His reputation as a legatus speaks for itself, and as most Alamegans will attest, he is far more reasonable and pragmatic leader than his predecessor, Mad King Theodoric, or his successor, Xenos, for that matter. But most importantly, he was the one who led the invasion of Orlet in the first place, so who better than him to take it back? After accepting their offer, he requested the delivery of additional arms and provisions from the Alamegan resistance. Not that we have much to spare at present, but we'll do what we can. While my comrades see the preparations, I've been decided to meet with him in person. I was wondering, could you accompany me to Turncliffe? Sure, it's been a while since I've seen you. Thanks, Cecil. To be perfectly honest, coming face to face with the Black Wolf is a rather daunting prospect, even if he was supposedly turned over a new leaf. But I'm sure you having there will make a world of difference. I believe you're acquainted with our escort, yes? Let me know when you're ready to go. Alright, let's do it. Another trip to the Turncliff, is it? Yes, it is. I'm sorry, but I keep bothering you. I swear we're coming to an end. Gaius Belazar, I presume. I come bearing the Alamegan Resistance official reply to your request for aid. I see. You have my thanks. That's a cool sword. What sword is that? Does this mean we can finally make our move? With the assistance of the Alamegans, we will soon have sufficient arms at our disposal to stand a chance at victory. But lest we forget, the 7th Legion has been conserving its strength thus far. We must be prepared for severe casualties should its full might be brought to bear. If our lives must be the price of freedom, we will pay it gladly, willingly. Let me be clear. We Alamegas have not forgotten it was you who led the invasion of our homeland. The blood of our fallen loved ones is on your hands. Even so, the people were led chose to lead you to the revolution, and we will honor their decision. I only hope they will not come to regret it. As do I. Should I be found unworthy of their trust, I shall submit to their judgment and whatever that may entail. Forgive me, but might we return to the task in hand? First, I'd like to discuss the transportation of supplies from Alamigo. This way, if you please. Once again, I prepare to lead an army to Roulette. The irony is not lost on me. It's a cruel twist of fate that these people, so desperate from years of oppression, should turn to their conqueror for salvation. For most of my life, I believed that only the Empire possesses strength and wisdom to lead mankind, that only through the great sacrifice could civilization hope to thrive. And so I led the conquest of Eorzea, forcing the doctrine of Garlemald upon the ignorant and uncivilized. In every territory, I sought out those with the potential for greatness without regard for one's birth or circumstances that may serve the Empire. But there was those such as Valens who see being born guardian of virtue in itself, but one above all others. To think that a monster such as him should be granted the position of legatus and everything that entails, it makes my blood boil. Violence brings shame upon my homeland, and makes mock of the ideals it once stood for. By my hand he shall pay for his foul crimes. We're running out of time, guys. We have to go after her. What happened? There's something I would show you, but not here. Come with me. What's going on? You must keep this to yourself. I do not want the soldiers to think I'm being distracted by personal matters. What happened? This letter was found in her room. Dear Father, I'm sorry for leaving without saying goodbye, but the thought of Alphonse suffering alone is more than I can bear. For his sake, and for the freedom of Roulette, I have decided to take matters into my own hands. I know a way to save them, a way to end it all. I have to seize this chance before it's too late. My mind is set. Please do not try to stop me, Father. The days we spent together were the happiest of my life, and no matter what happens, nothing can take that away from me. With all my love, Allie. She's heading for the 7th Legion's stronghold in Roulette. I'm certain of it. Taking matters into her own hands. She must be planning to take control of one of the weapons. If so, there's no time to waste. We have to mobilize our forces and save Ali and Alphonse. I want nothing more than to save them, but I cannot ask the revolutionaries to risk their lives to rescue 2 Imperial soldiers. In any case, if we were to rush into a battle without adequate preparation, the 7th Legion would tear our partisan army to shreds. As capable a warrior as Cecil is, if she were to charge headlong into the heart of the enemy, she would be overwhelmed by the sheer numbers. But if we don't do something, Ali and Alphonse are as good as dead. I know, Severa, and so did Ali when she wrote that letter. Returning alive was never part of her plan. Can you hear me? On Roulette, just outside Castor and Kalinum. All hell's broken loose. There was an enormous explosion, and though the smoke and flames saw what appeared to be another weapon. At this rate, the entire... Confound it, we've lost the signal. This must be what Ali spoke of in her letter. A way to end it all. Alphonse and Esmond were planning this from the beginning. To bring the weapon project to completion and use it to free Roulette from the Empire, even at the cost of their own lives. If the revolutionaries were to hear that a weapon has been unleashed upon the Imperial headquarters, they would see it as a perfect opportunity to strike. If it's running amok, it may not distinguish between our allies and Imperials. A large force would draw too much attention, but the 3 of us should be able to get close enough without noticing us. Between us, we'll find a way to save them. I cannot allow it. This is my burden to bear, and I shall bear it alone. I'll have you know, my record for surviving dangerous missions is impeccable so far. Very well. For the time being, I will have the revolutionaries stand by and await my signal. An opportunity to reclaim Roulette may yet present itself, but we must first be allowed to remove the threat of this new weapon. Severa, have City Ray the G Warrior. Understood. Once our preparations are complete, let us reconvene outside the hangar. All right. Let's see what's happening here. Shown sometime earlier in the 7th Legion's Roulette headquarters. How wonderful it is to see you again, my dear. I was beginning to think that you weren't coming back. In my impatience, I may have vented my frustrations on that brother of yours. I do hope you'll forgive me. Lord Valens, you mentioned before that the previous weapons were merely prototypes used to gather combat data within their cores. Yes, very good. I see you've been paying attention after all. Ruby, Sapphire, Emeralds. The primals they absorbed and the data they accumulated will serve as a singular purpose. The completion of my masterpiece, the diamond weapon. But while you and your siblings were able to retrieve the necessary data from the Ruby weapon before Gaius and his lackeys arrived, Sapphire and Emerald were handed the enemy on a silver platter. Those worthless curs failed to meet even my exceedingly low expectations. As detailed in my report, I took it upon myself to infiltrate Guy Balazar's band of rebels and reclaim the data. Yes, you have done well, my dear. My engineers have already finished feeding it to the diamond weapon. Then all that remains is for me to assume my role as its pilot, and for you to release my brother and the rest of our compatriots as per our agreement. Of course, a handful of savages is a small price to pay for your remarkable talents. Even though the weapon project's revolutionary technology allows even an untrained pilot to fight with the skills of a veteran soldier, only the truly gifted can draw out the full potential of the synthetic orosite. In addition to their physical attributes and combat prowess, I require unwavering loyalty before I can even consider a trusting candidate with one of my creations. And you are everything I desire. I am honored that you regard me so highly, Lord Valens. However, in return for my continued cooperation, I wish to propose an extra condition to our arrangement. I request that the people of Roulette be given full imperial citizenship and right to self-govern. My, how very bold of you, and quite astute at that. Yes, I could grant the people of Roulette citizenship if I so desired. Unfortunately, a mere legatus such as myself is in no position to simply relinquish control of imperial territory on a whim. Come now, we both know that weapons are but a means to an end. Your true intent is to march on the capital and claim it for yourself, correct? Once you have taken the throne, one small territory would seem a fair reward for those who played a vital role in the ascension of the Emperor Valens. I say, for someone so sweet and innocent, you certainly drive a hard bargain. Very well, if it's the Roulette you want, it's yours. I'll soon have no need for this stinking backwater province anyway. And what about my brother? Ah yes, Alwick. Or was it Alfred? Whatever his name is, you needn't worry. I made special arrangements for him. You'll be perfectly safe, provided you uphold your side of the agreement. Excellent. Now, let's get you aboard the Diamond Weapon, shall we? Ah, one step closer to my coronation. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I know this isn't what Father would have wanted, but it's the only way. Please forgive me. Initiating synthetic orosight system. All systems activated. All sensors activated. So far, so good. Diamond weapon, codename Xenos. Commencing activation sequence. Behold perfection itself. Melisandre, Rykon, and Rex gave their lives. The others may live without fear. Your side is taking hold. I'm just glad you didn't have to go through this, Alphonse. But you'll have to go on without me. You and Father must work together to... I'm sorry I can't be there at your side. This is the only way. What's that, my dear? Something the matter? The diamond weapon is mine. Your tyranny ends here, Valens. Ugh. Low-born filth! If you think your little performance had me fooled, you're sorely mistaken. What are you waiting for? Shut it down! Yes, my lord. Transmitting deactivation signal. Uh-oh. It's not responding. That instant whelp had me worried for a moment. Bring her to me alive, even if it means damaging the machine. When I'm through with her, she'll beg for death. What a small little Magitech thing's gonna do? No, can't let it end like this. No, Sandia, Rykon, Rex, guide my hand. Alphonse, wherever you are, lend me your strength. Combat sample ready. Initiating Overmind. Subject name something. Overmind? What is that? Oh. This can't be. It's ignoring the shutdown sequence signal initiating Overmind. But how? I don't care how. Stop that thing before it brings down the whole castrum. Ugh. Blew him up. Diamond weapon on a rampage now. Shit's going down. Ready to depart? I'll send for Master Garland. We all expected another weapon to appear sooner or later, but not quite like this. According to Vaudelin, after it finished laying waste to the headquarters of the 7th Legion, it took to the sky. Though this has dealt massive blow to the Imperial forces, I'm certain that allies are on board the weapon. It must be halted before she comes to harm. And for that, I need the G-Warrior and the airships to transport it. I see that one thing hasn't changed since your days as the Black Wolf. Your penchant for a gigantic war machina. But if this means G-Warrior has another chance to shine, I'd be happy to oblige. Only this time, rather than having it unceremoniously towed away by airships, I have a more dynamic entrance in mind. It's good to see you again, Cecila. Oh, hello, lass. From what I hear, you have you to thank for Alvina volunteering to help the Ironworks. Since she joined the team, our work has come leaps and bounds. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to finally put my knowledge and skills to good use. As far as I can tell, your target is a diamond weapon, the most powerful of them all. What's worse, its design incorporates all the combat data and abilities of the other weapons, making it far more formidable than those that you encountered before. Thankfully, we've had time to prepare for such an occasion. Would you care to elaborate? Let me put it like this. Thanks to Avelina's tireless dedication, the G-Warrior has been reborn. But there'll be time to explain more on the way. Come on, the Enterprise is waiting. Alright, well, let's see this new reborn G-Warrior. Whoa, dude! Very impressive, but may I ask what purpose it serves? Since our objective is to rescue the pilot, we've added a means of capturing the diamond weapon. We've come to save lives, not to end them, and for that reason the G-Warrior has been reborn. I present to you the G-Savior. Once again, Sid and his engineers have provided a precise what we required before we even knew it ourselves. due to the added complexity, we'll have guys pilot while Cessa handles the various armaments. Agreed. There'll be a little opportunity for us to continue to grow accustomed to our roles, but even so, you must succeed at all costs. Cloud deck. There it goes. Target in sight. Pin it down with a salvo missile. Threat detected. Returning fire. I like how I just kicked the missile. Alright. Alright, I've only done this maybe once or twice, from second time being from a roulette, I think. So let's see if I remember how to do this. I won't let you harm my sister. Oh. Hello. Wait, that's not Allie. No, it can't be. Time for my next trip. G Savior Mark II opening containment field. Use a teleporter to move between the decks. Accessing root weapon data. Deploying claws. Melisandre, grappling your strength. Accessing sapphire weapon data. Opening chest armor. I won't let you down, Raikon. This was never going to be easy. Let's see what you make of this. Purging armor, diamond weapon, show them what you're made of. I have to keep fighting until my dream. Our dream has been realized. Oh, looks like a freak. The true face of the diamond weapon. So it's meant to look like a freak? Uh-oh. Machine Saver cannot take much more of this. But join me for emergency repairs. Oh, he beat me to it. Whoa! Oh shit. At this rate, all it will be restoring armor. Today we fight as one. Don't worry, Ollie. I'll keep you safe. She's here to return to battle. Open a containment field. Removing the armor increases speed, but I can't maintain that level of output. Not a chance. That was a little close. Oh fuck. Nope. Shit. Accessing armor weapon. Deploying beam units. This is for you, Rex. Oh fuck. Yeah, I saw it too late. Oh no! Oh, that was unfortunate. How did I survive that? I don't know. Oh, I'm dead again. Oh, I made it over. Oh boy. How can they use it? This is nuts. Oh. Oh shit. Oh, that was something. The containment field won't hold. And so, oh man. Three comms, I'll take it. I couldn't imagine what that fight is like on freaking Savage. And Extreme too. Well, not Savage, Extreme, yeah. We must reach the diamond weapon before the Imperials. Oh, Lord. Oh, there's roulette. In all the years since the invasion, this place has hardly changed. I was expecting some sign of the 7th Legion here, but it would appear the diamond weapon has already taken them out of the equation. I pray we're not too late. Oh. Allie. Oh, her eyes. Please take her back to Turncliffe. I have some unfinished business to attend to. Now learn what's become of Alphonse. If you have a score to settle, now's your chance. Show yourself. Oh, this guy is still alive. Come to gloat, have you, Gaius? It's not over yet. You certainly have an instinct for self-preservation. I would expect nothing less from the coward who sacrificed his own soldiers to further his ambitions. How dare you speak to me of ambitions? You're the one who has stood in my way at every turn. If not for your meddling, the Empire would have been mine. Mine! Enough of your delusions of grandeur. Where is Alphonse? Oh. Why, he's right in front of you. What? Once you hear the answer, you'll kick yourself for not realizing it sooner. You see, in all the previous models, the commentator was either incomplete or unstable in some way, making their performance a bit in battle wildly unpredictable. But then an idea struck me. Rather than using data gathered in battle, I should use something a little more realistic. Turns out that the beloved boy of yours was quite brilliant. When he put his mind to it. By my ingenuity, he has been reborn as the core of the greatest machine ever devised. None but the great Lord Valens von Varro could conceive such a marvel. Oh shit. And to think that Allie came here to steal a dad weapon to save her brother, only to find he'd already become a part of it. Perhaps it wasn't the reunion she envisioned, but I'm sure she was grateful nonetheless. Oh, that might also explain why Overmind activated all by itself. It wasn't clearly an attempt to protect his precious sister. A fascinating anomaly, but I can't stand disobedience. That such atrocities should continue unabated is proof of the rot that has spread throughout the Empire. Your crimes are an affront, not only to Garlemald, but to all mankind. And now, you will die. Have you forgotten, Gaius? I've seen your data. I know your every move. Such pitiful swordsmanship is a relic of the past, just like you. This guy's looked up how-to videos on how to beat bosses. Does he have YouTube on there? Terminus S. Corcaria Morse. Ugh. But this wasn't in my data. Fuck you, data. Oh, nice. Man's got some tricks up his sleeve. Reactivating synthetic oocyte system. This can't be! How is it still functional? Removing memory inhibitors. Go! Yeah, he's crushing him. I guess he deserves it. Every bit of it. What? You? Stop this at once. Let me go. Albert. No, Iframod. Wait. Even the names they'll sacrifice in your twisted experiments are beneath your notice. You are beyond redemption. Who are you to judge me, Gaius? Do you remember the names of the tens of thousands of men and women and children you killed for the sake of your conquests? I do not deny the blood spilled at my behest, nor will I run from my past. That is why I fight, to prevent the wrongs I committed from being repeated. No, stop! I beg of you! You can't do this to me. I'm Valens the Von Viral, better than Gaius. I cannot. Oh. Crushed him. And then threw his body away. Good lord. I guess he had it coming. No. Alphonse? Alphonse, my son. I have failed you. But this is not the end. I will see your dreams fulfilled. This I swear. I ask only that you, Melisandre, Rykon, and Rex watch over me. Father, the memories stored in the diamond weapon. Give them to Allie. Watch over her in my stead. Father, I cannot go on like this. Please. I understand. Thank you. I'm proud to call myself your son. And you gotta feel for the man. This has gotta be tough for him. Damn, man. I see. We will remain here until further notice. That was Gaius. Valens von Vara and the weapon project are no more. Seizing the opportunity, the revolutionaries have taken control of the city. Though they still suffer considerable losses, they have gained at last gained their freedom. And even with the Empire gone, for people like me, life under Imperial rule is all we've never known. We might never be able to heal the scars left by decades of oppression. Well, there is hope for those who have survived this ordeal. Nothing can bring back the dead. I got hiccups. The loss of my wife and daughter left a void in me that can never be filled. In the years since, I have struggled to find purpose, a reason to keep on living. It's the same for Gaius. No matter how hard he tries to make amends, the children he lost are gone forever. Yeah, it's tough, man. The recent events in Roulette have had a profound impact on the lives of many people, but none more so than Allie. She's been in a state of shock ever since she returned. We've even called in Sid to see if he can ascertain what the problem might be. You see, there's a strong possibility that the diamond weapon itself is what caused Allie to close herself off like this. But for the time being, all we can do is wait. But there's one more thing. Avelina came by looking for you earlier, so perhaps you could go see her? What's up, lass? Thank you for coming to meet me. I'm glad to see you're none worse for the wear for your experiences. Actually, I've been meaning to show you this. It's the monument. Thanks to the Alamegan resistance, the monument to the fauna is complete. Though they may no longer be with us, we'll never forget them. This way, they'll always be part of Turncliffe, and future generations will be reminded of their sacrifices that were made. You were always so kind to me. Now it's my turn to do the same for others. Alright. I hope all is well with Avelina. Actually, while you were speaking with her, I received word that Gaius will be here soon. I wish to see Allie. Would you send word for her? Would you send for her? Well, it's fast. Allie. Oh boy. Does she even recognize me? At first, we thought the weapon's influence had caused this, but it seems there is more to it than that. The Churigians say that this is most likely a result of intense trauma. Her mind has been scarred, perhaps irrevocably. She boarded the diamond web with the intention of saving her brother. Little did she know that Valens had used synthetic oocyte system to transform Alphonse into a living component of the machine. Then, when she boarded the diamond weapon, she finally learned the horrible truth. I've never heard of anything so cruel. Just a moment. In each of the previous cases, pilots became fused with the weapon's core, so how was Allie able to escape a similar fate? That's one of the many things we're still looking into. There is no need. I already know the answer. It was Alphonse who kept her safe. In the end, I was unable to save your brother, my son. All he wanted was a place to call home where they could live in peace. But after all the pain and hardship they endured, this is their reward? No, this is not the end of their story. I taught them the strong must lead the weak, but absolute power corrupts absolutely, and those who have suffered at the hands of the corrupt are beyond counting. If Alphonse dreamed of a land where without oppressors and the oppressed, where all may live as equals. Thanks to his sacrifice and that of his siblings, the cornerstones of such a nation have been laid. Melisandria, Rykon, Rex, Alphonse, and Allie. They risked everything to win the freedom of Roulette. And now it has come to pass. I will see that their ideals are upheld. This I swear, as their father. The long and arduous process of rebuilding Roulette has begun. In the days to follow, I shall be working alongside the new government to create a place that people like Ali and Severa would be proud to call home. For so long, all that kept me alive was hate, but the time has come to cast it aside. I'm going with you. I'll only regret it if I don't. And while nothing I can do to bring back the ones I've lost, I owe it to them to make the most of the life I've been given. Times change, people change, and it's just as well. We inventors would soon find ourselves out of work if everything stayed the same. If you needed for my creations, just say the word. You know, guys, I could fill a book with all the things I've been meaning to say to you over the years. But what would be the point? What's done is done. There is one thing, though. If anyone can get through Allie, it's you. She looks up to you the same way I did as a boy. Don't give up on her. For all my life, I've been searching for my place in the world. Everywhere I went, I was always coming... Oh, I skipped it. My bad. But I realized if we can't find one, we just have to make it ourselves. That's what I learned from Gaius' children. Despite everything, they never gave up, and neither will I. For now, at least, my place is at Gaius' side. I'll follow him and see where this journey leads. But before I leave, I want to tell you how grateful I am that you chose to stand by us until the end. I hope we'll meet again one day. All this time I've been trying to convince myself that Gaius was every bit the villain I'd imagined him to be. The ruthless subjugator of nations, evil made flesh. And while many who fight under the banner of Garlemald are all that and worse, I realize now that Gaius was driven by his own notions of right and wrong, misguided as they were. Since then, he has turned his back on the Empire and its hateful doctrine. His guilt and anguish only strengthened his resolve. The day I spared his life, he was given a second chance to set right the wrongs he had committed, to become the man his children believed him to be. I was a father once, a husband. In many ways, I still am. And even though they're no longer with me, I want to be someone who they would be proud of. Now, I too have been given a chance to make a difference in a land far from home. I'll never forget my past, but neither will I be beholden to it. When I meet the people of Roulette, I'll be sure to tell the tale of your bravery and compassion. May you grant them strength to face the struggles ahead. Pray, go in peace, my friend. Though we were brought together in strange circumstances, Valdolin, Cervera and I will continue to work together, at least for the foreseeable future. Well, here they are. And who might these charming young men be? They were found in the 7th Legion's headquarters in one of the few areas that escaped unscathed following the Dino Weapons rampage. Perhaps that was Alphonse's attention. Do not be afraid. We mean you no harm. That thing on your forehead. My name is Gaius Belzar, and like Valens von Vara, I was once the legate of the Garland Empire. Though I believed I was fighting for a just cause, my conquest came at a terrible cost. Pray forgive me. I do not mean to scare you. Feel in me your ear as I have a story to tell. A group of courageous young men and women, not so different from yourselves, stood up to protect their people from the tyranny of the Empire. They fought with everything they had, and finally victory was theirs, but it came at a terrible price. As their father, I still struggle to come to terms with their sacrifice, and yet they have entrusted the future to me, and I will stop at nothing to see their dream fulfilled. Even so, there is only so much one old soldier can achieve by himself. I will be honored to have your support in the days to come. At ease, lads. He's not as scared as he looks. And if he steps out of line, he'll have to answer to me. He'll have me to answer to. Though they were fortunate enough to escape the destruction of the castrum, they may have been injured while fleeing. Have the Jergens look them over and find a place for them to stay. There's more. It seems the time has come for us to go our separate ways once more. I myself can scarcely believe that we were once bitter adversaries, but my encounters with you have led me to question the very ideals I swore to uphold. What is strength? What is weakness? Those who grasp the reins of power are said to be the strong, then those who lack such power must therefore be the weak. For better or worse, however, we are far more complex creatures than that. I see now that the true strength is not granted by others, but resides within us. Strength of character, of spirit, of resolve. Therein lies the power to cast off the shackles of oppression, to overcome any adversity, to stand firm in the face of impossible odds. That is the strength you possess. May it never leave you. It seems I will have some all the resolve I can muster to keep my promise to Alphonse. The process of establishing the independent governance of Roulette is underway, and I will do all my power to see it become everything my children dreamed of and more. For the immediate future, we shall continue to work closely with the Alamegan resistance, whose role in this evolution cannot be understated. That reminds me, if you're passing by Porta Praetoria, the soldiers stationed there wish to hear of your version of events. Please give them my regards. I hope that when our paths cross again, I'll have glad tidings to share with you. Until we next meet. All right. Welcome back, Cessla. Congratulations on another hard-earned victory. Ever since we first heard the news, I've been dying to hear exactly how it all unfolded. So, what can you tell me about this diamond weapon? Well, you see... by Ralger's beard, even for the Empire that must be new low. Those poor orphans. I can only pray that the citizens of Orlet are able to enjoy their freedom that Gaius' wars gave their lives for. At the very least, we no longer live in fear of the monstrous creations birthed by the weapon project. I shall add your account to our official report. Finally, on behalf of the Almegan Resistance, and the whole of Eorzea for that matter, allow me to express my heartfelt gratitude. Thank you. Father, the men restoring the diamond weapon. Give them to Allie. Oh. Oh, look who it is. It's past Gaius. What? Huh. It's this lady. The obsession lady. Huh. Getting a scolding. Projections from within the synthetic aura site. These are his memories. Their memories. I don't want to live in a world without you. That's why I'm going with you. No, not yet, Allie. Now is not your time. Father still needs you. Please take care of him in our place. And if you're worried about Alphonse, don't be. He's got us for company. We want you to see this new world for yourself. We will forever be at your side, Allie. I'm the only one left. She's got her color back. But I'll never be alone. Father. Finn. Oh my god, that was so good! I fucking love that story, man. Oh god, this expansion brought everything. It had the best alliance raid. It had the best 8-man raid. And it had the best side quest storyline bit. Oh shit. It's so good. I tell you what, Endwalker has a lot. Endwalker needs to pull a lot in order to top Shadowbringers, man. I'm having, with the way, and with Endwalker being led, or direct, or no, have the same writer as Shadowbringers, I'm having my expectations for Endwalker are exceedingly high, so they... Oh, fuck, dude. Don't leave me if I smash the smithereens. Alright, this will unlock the sap. This will unlock all the extreme stuff. Yeah, I get it. Take it all away. Give me all my extremes. Just give it to my, give me all of it. Now, I believe... Now, when it comes to, where is it? Now, when it comes to current content like Savage, and Extremes, it's all in high-end duty. It's not in the regular duty finder, as you can tell. Man, that was so good. Oh, shit. But yeah, that is it for the storyline. So, I'm going to end it here. When we come back, we will finally progress with the story in 5.4, where we can work towards getting officially caught up with the story. We got really 2 story patches to go, because like I mentioned before, patch 5.5 was split up into 2 parts, and 5.55 only had like 1 or 2. They only had like 1 story mission. So that's why I consider it to be like 2 story patches rather than 3. So we don't have much left to go before we're caught up with story. Which, if I put in enough effort, I can actually finish tomorrow. So, I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly as hell did. And, I will see you in the next part. Later.